Welcome to the II preview show with this Boxing Day special. Dog Guesser has joined me to provide some tips for Donny Dog's Boxing Days card. Dog Guesser, how are you doing?
Yeah, good mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Had my dinner, finished off the pigs in blankets, loads of Yorkshire puddings. Now on the old Fanta orange, living it large.
Oh, see, I've none of that. I've none of that yet. I've not even had my dinner yet. I probably have about 3:30. So I thought I'll go through the Donny card first, and then go from there.
Happy days. Let's get into the action. Hopefully I can remember what to do, because it's been a while since we've done this. And there we go. So race one is a 483 metre A4. We've got Penny's Venture in 1, Scarlet Beauty in 2, Merry Meeting Dev in 3, Smurfing Master in 4, Lady Vicky in 5, and in 6, Kalara Havar. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I actually thought this was a really tough race. The red's going to lead the inside. The 1, 2, and 3 met last week on the 19th. The 1 led easy and just died a death, but it was 110 slow, so you could perhaps forgive that. The 6 also beat the 2 and the 3 the last time they met as well. The 4 has been sort of easing off at the corners, and the 5 run decent last week, but again, sort of didn't really come home as strong. Yeah, I think this is a really tough race. If I was going to be with anything, I'd probably be with the 1 just about. I had it favourite, and I had the 6 second in, but I thought it was tough, to be honest.
So Dog Guesser's selection for race 1 is trap 1, Penny's Venture. Race 2 is an A3 over 483 metres. Fill the Till in 1, Mycroft Clio in 2, Mohawk's Rosa in 3, Ballybunion Bill in 4, Brennan's Cante in 5, and in 6, Wakiki Dell. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
Again, this was another one. I thought it was a bit of a tough race. The 2 has actually got a little bit of pace, probably more. The 1 is only a baby that's been bought off Stuart Ty and Kelly McCarry. Like, it's one of them sort of dogs. It was A5, A6 at Brough, but the Brough grade's probably better than the Donny grade. Well, it is, being honest. Ballybunion Bill's been better than these. He's a very, very staying type. If they're going slow, he'd be one that could get involved. I just thought this was between the 1, 4, and 6. I couldn't really give claims to the 2, 3, and 5. If I was going to be with anything, though, I'd probably take a chance with Ballybunion Bill, especially if it's slow. But yeah, again, it's another race that I won't really be punting. But yeah, if I had to pick anything, it'd be Ballybunion Bill.
So Dog Guesser's selection for race 2, if they're going slow, would be Ballybunion Bill. Race 3, we have an A2 over 483 metres. Ballycowan Pet in 1, Millhouse Linda in 2, Bring It On Buddy in 3, Wakiki Limit in 4, Ballymac Mumba in 5, and in 6, A Long Long Road. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I really like Ballycowan Pet here. I made it about a 5 to 4 chance. It's going to lead. It's been ongoing. That's probably not been favourable as well. The 2's an XA1, A2 sort of runner at Brough, but it's more been in the weaker races. It's not been showing much at Doncaster, to be honest. It's got a mini downgrade here, but I can't really have it, to be honest. Bring It On Buddy she's a chasing type. She's always going to put herself in a race where she's put herself in with a chance. The 3 and the 4, I think it was the 3 and the 4 met a couple of starts ago, and the 4 for me just doesn't look right. Wakiki Limit was an XA1 type of dog, and was probably a lot better than these, but I can't give the 5 and the 6 any chance. The 4 would have to really come back to life. I made it between the 1 and the 3. I'll be playing the 3 in the first 3 places, but I think the 1 will win. I think if the going's okay, I think the 1 will win.
So Doggesser's selection in race 3 is trap 1, Ballycowan Pet, but he'll also be back in Bring It On Buddy for the first 3 places. Race 4, we have an A2 over 483 metres, Rasander Bondi in 1, Mad About Chap in 2, Ballymax Sirocco in 3, My Blue Boy in 4, Swift Genetics in 5, and in 6, Calara Bugle. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I'm with Rasander Bondi here. I think the 2 can run, but I mean, it run a race in the what was it? It was an open race, I think it was, and he's badly at the second bend. But yeah, I like the one here. I think it sort of took an eternity to run the first and second bend. The Mad About Chap Dog. Sirocco, I don't think can clear the one off the evidence of last time they met. I didn't really give the 4 much chance here. I thought it was a big step up in grade, and obviously it's not been coming away. Even though it is still an A2, I still don't think it's it's a much stronger A2 than the last time it ran. The 5's interesting, got some good form at Sheffield. It's done 29.30s there, which should be certainly competitive here. A2 Sheffield will be better than A2 Sheffield Doncaster. And Calara Bugle for me is just not running at all. He's he's struggling. He's sort of still showing the early pace and going to halfway, but he's not seeing out his races. But I thought this was a good chance for Rasander Bondi to just probably turn level with the 6 or just behind the 6 out the second bend and go and win.
So Doggesser's selection in race 4 is trap 1, Rasander Bondi. Race 5, we have an A1 over 483 metres, 008 in 1, Glitter G in 2, Witcher's Rory in 3, Cossard Wonder in 4, Brennan's Buick in 5, and in 6, Barnside Rio. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
Again, this is a good A1. The ones are pretty much a chasing type. It's been desperate for the red as well. They've done the right thing switching that and Glitter G around. The 2 and 3 will be away from it, so he's going to get racing room. It's just a case of if he can get through on the rail. The 4 actually showed decent pace the last day after a missed break, but it doesn't look like it's the best of breakers anyway. But it can really run this Cossard Wonder. It's a nice dog. Just concerns me why they've tried it over 6:30 at Munmore, because it looks like it's got plenty of early pace from the last day. But I don't know. I just want to see a little bit more of that. I just don't think it can clear the 2 and the 3 either today, which should sort of be hard work for it. The 5's really well drawn. Brennan's Buick. She's going to lead the 6. She's a really good bitch as well. She was, she's done like 28-20 around one more. She's got some decent rough part form, 28-60 odds. And she's sort of up to the A1 class here as well. I just think it's a match between the 1 and the 5. The one that's most likely to get a run is the 5. But it wouldn't surprise me either if 08 could, run and chinned it. But yeah, if the 1 gets a run, I think the 1 will win. But yeah, if I had to pick any, I think the 5 is the most likely to get the run.
So Doggesser's selection in race 5 is trap 5, Brennan's Buick. Race 6, we have a B2 over 450 metres, Moss Panda in 1, Canal View King in 2, Santro Matto in 3, Funny Margaret in 4, Barnside Tigger in 5, and in 6, Springwood Diaz. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I'm very much with Springwood Diaz here. Really, really well drawn. The 5 is going to step in from 5. I mean, the 5 is obviously a baby and, still learning its craft. But, that 1692 sprint as well on the 5's card is, it's a proper run that you'd suggest it's better than a 28-48 dog. But Diaz is just so well drawn here. Like I say, on debut, the 4 stepped across from 4 even. And, he'll give the 6 a massive amount of room. The 4 and the 3, I can't have them clearing the 2. The 2's a bit of a screw as well. Bit of a thinking sort of dog. It has got that one flashy run on its card. It's changed from Taylorson to Debbie Calvert, but I've seen enough of Canal View King to know that it's a bit thinky. And yeah, Moss Panda's obviously a massive screw. I think the 2 will lead up the inside and turn level with the 6, and the 6 always chases hard, but you'll have the 1 coming there as well. It's just about how soon the 1 gets there. My angle on the race would be putting 1 and 6 in forecast and tricast perms. That'd be my sort of play. But I think it's a tough race, to be honest.
So Dogguess's selection in race 6 is the well-drawn 6 Springwood Diaz. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll be with the 6, but I'll play forecast and tricast 1 and 6, and probably with the 2 and the 5 maybe.
Yep, good stuff. Moving on to race 7, we have a 450 metre B7. We've got Red Brick Josh in 1, Barnside Taylor in 2, Penny's Charisma in 3, Blue Mariner in 4, Kane's Anna in 5, and in 6, Louis Jet. Dogguesser, what do you fancy?
This is a massive step up for Josh in 1. Barnside Taylor, just a dog that would probably find trouble in a solo. For me, he's not the most genuine of dogs either. This might upset people, but well. There was a race where he nearly led and he was like looking around up the run up and then coming home as well on the run, and he was the same. He was like, his head was in the air a bit. I know he's a pup and I know he's green, but I still think there's something a bit ungenuine about his pace. The 3 as a 1846 at Newbridge, 29.79 at Newbridge. Been beat a length off Union Jill, and Union Jill's gone on to be A1 in Ireland, and it's found itself in a B7. The dog will have been around the track probably more times than any of these, even Red Brick Josh in 1. So it'll know the track inside out. It'd only have to do 28.80, and it'd absolutely bolt up here. And them trials even back in May when it was a real baby of a pup, like, they'd be good runs for pups. So I don't see how the 3 gets beat here. It looks a really good thing. The 4, 5, and the 6 are not going to clear. The 4, obviously, again, that's a baby as well, but it's far less advanced than say Penny's Charisma is. The 2, if that came away and sort of paced up the inside of the Penny's dog, that might cause some problems. But I just think this Penny's dog will be a decent dog, and you'll probably see it running B2, B3 in like the next 2-3 months. So yeah, I'm going to be with Penny's Charisma, and I think it's a nap as well at like the 7-2 in the post. So yeah, that's my nap of the meeting.
So Dogguesser's selection for race 7, and it's his nap, is trap 3, Penny's Charisma. Race 8, we have got a 450 metre B7, Jove Lad in 1, Lightfoot Robin in 2, Bring It On Madison in 3, Milzuri in 4, Colmore Blakey in 5, and in 6, Joyce's News. Dogguesser, what do you fancy?
I made a match between 2 and 4. Obviously, the 4 will chase anything. The 3's an early pace and in season. The 5's also early pace. 6, sort of a little bit chasey as well, but probably not as chasey as Zori. And the 1 would have to lead as well, and really didn't come on the last day, which was a bit concerning. I thought the 2 would lead up the inside here. It's obviously got pace. I've not seen anything of it run, but just from the splits, it's been doing everything else as a pup. So, but I'd probably be with the 4 because there's obstacles there with the 2. The 1, 2, and 3 have all got pace. I think they'll all just get away from Zuri, and she'll come storming late and probably chase them down. So yeah, I was with Milzuri. I thought she was one of the better bets on the card.
So Dogguesser's selection for race 8 is trap 4, Milzuri. Race 9, we have a 450 metre B3, Read the Rules in 1, Wakiki Donna in 2, Battle Time in 3, Brennan's Blondie in 4, Barnside Milo in 5, and in 6, Polo Marco. Dogguesser, what do you fancy?
If the 5 came away, the 5 would make a mockery of this. The 5's got so much pace. Again, it's a baby from the same litter, I think, as the Taylor and them, but it's got ridiculous pace, but it's just not coming away at all. And if you don't start, Polo Marco's going to be across it a little bit, and Polo Marco does tend to always start as well. So Wakiki Donna in 2 is probably edging off a little bit. I can't see Battle Time getting a run. The massive step up for the 4, can't be having that. And I thought the Read the Rules, I thought that run pretty well the last day. If he was to start, I think he'd lead the inside, and I think he'd win here. But it's going to hinge on what the 5 does. I made it between the 1 and the 5, and I'd play either of them depending on what the prices were. But I made them 7 or 4 the 1, and sort of 5 to 2, the 5, and then really I couldn't make a case for anything else. So yeah, I'd be with the 1, I think, if I had to pick something though.
So Dog Guesser's selection for race 9 is trap 1, read the rules. Race 10, we have got a 450 metre B3, Barnfield Lily in 1, Simpson Fury in 2, Ballymac Netfet in 3, In the Pause in 4, Credit Rating in 5, and in 6, Free Inside. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I was with Free Inside here. It's got a lovely makeup. I don't know why there's a wide tag on Credit Rating. It probably wants the middle. Well, it definitely wants the middle. It wants probably more the free box. Barnfield Lily would have to lead and probably can't here. Simpson's Fury, again, would have to lead. The 3 would have to lead. The 4 would have to lead. And the 5 would have to lead. So for me, the only dog that can come from behind is the 6. And, it's got a plot draw as well, but it's going to have to get some sort of pitch out of the second to get after these, because, if the 5 skinned or the, even the 3 or the 2 skinned, it won't necessarily be a certainty to catch it. But yeah, I thought the 6 was really well drawn here. And I thought, you probably have to get 4 to 1 because the price will be made by the 3 and the 5 here.
So Dog Guesser's selection for race 10 is trap 6, Free Inside. Race 11 is a B4 over 450 metres, Sancho Bella in 1, Optic Magic in 2, Mad Dog in 3, Qatar Khalifa in 4, Lily Mac in 5, and in 6, Bullum Breeze. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
This race is a mess. Like, they had the 2 and the 3 drawn opposite ways last week, and that was the right way to have them. If anything, the 3 was actually leaning on the 1 that day. They all raced on, I think it was the 19th. The 1 actually held them to the corner as well. The 2 and the 3 are bound to hit if they both come away. The 1 will lead up the inside. The 4's got early pace and can't clear. That's just my opinion of it. And I think the 5, I'm not sure it'll get a run with the 4 being there. The 6 is the only other dog that I could have in the race, to be honest. It is in season. It's going to be about 6 to 1 in the post. That's the reason they've dropped it back in trip. But at 6 to 1, I'd have a couple of units on the 6. But, she's in season, and I couldn't, I'm not a massive fan of playing dogs in season. But yeah, I'd be with the 1 here. I think it's a very, very, very good draw.
So Dog Guesser's selection for race 11 is trap 1, Sancho Bella. Race 12, we've got a B5 over 450 metres, Money Hill Dude in 1, Brennan's Julie in 2, Turbine Terrific in 3, Molly Coddler in 4, Lost Temple Bert in 5, and Rasander Perry in 6. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
This is a strange one, to be honest, because the 3 obviously beat the 2 last week. The 2 was burying it everywhere bar the line. The time before they met, the 2 beat it convincingly. The 1 has raced the 2. I think it was in November, actually. It was a bit ago, but the 2 led the 1, which was one of my concerns when I saw the race. But the 1 buried it up the back and sort of got in its way a bit, and the 2 just closed the door now. I think there could be a little bit of mess on the inside here, and you've got Molly Coddler in 4, who's going to wedge in as well, probably wants the 3 box. The 6 just isn't running at all. I've got a theory that it's possibly season or something like that, maybe a 6-month pitch, I don't know, but Sander Perry just isn't running at all. I think the 5 will lead out wide. I think there could be scrimmaging on the inside, and I'd be with Ross Temple Burt, who, again, wouldn't be the type of dog I'm normally with, but I just think it's got a really good makeup here.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 12 is trap 5, Lost Temple Burt. Race 13 is a 450 metre B5, Walker Way Demi in 1, Parkgate Champ in 2, Crucial Lily in 3, Hawkeye Noble in 4, Jumeirah Grove in 5, and in 6, Pidgeotto. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I thought this is a really, really tricky race. I had 4 and 2, the 2 favourites. The 2's going to stop the 3 from getting a run. The 1's not showing any of her old form, to be honest. I know she's run better the last 2 starts, but she's still not anywhere near that form. The 4 would have to turn in behind the 2 and the 3, and that's the only way that I'd win. The 5 can stop the 6 getting a run. The 6 is 13 to 8 in the post. if that's sort of under 5-2 on Betfair, I'll be taking a few quid out of the 6 because you just can't lead and it's not going to turn fourth dog and beat them. So I just think this is one of them races that I'd be more happy to lay the 6 or maybe play the 4 at biggish prices. But yeah, there's a lot of early pace in there, and it's not really a race I like, to be honest.
So laying the 6 and maybe a few units on the 4.
That's the one.
That is the one. That's Dog Guesser's selections for race 13. Race 14, we've got a B6 over 450 metres, Kalara Hagler in 1, Nola's Blue Boy in 2, Eden Bolt in 3, Hunter's Missy in 4, Beautiful Deb in 5, and in 6, Eden Honey. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
Again, I thought this was a bit tricky as well. The 4 and 5 sort of have similar styles. The 5 ran on like a train last week. It's one of them sort of dogs that just takes forever to run the first and second bends as well. The 3 isn't a dog I like. The 2's only a baby. As you can see, it's progressing nicely, but you know it's going to be a really raw pup of Sean's. The 1972, and then you know sort of falling outside grading time after, but you know it's improving, and it'll probably lead you know the 3, 4, and 5 to the corner, and even the 6. So it could turn on Kalara Hagler's sort of coat, as you will. It's a very, very tough race to try and dissect because I've never seen anything of the 2, so it'd just be purely guesswork. But yeah, I mean, I'd probably leave the race alone, but the 2 won't have anything to find to go and win you.
So that's Dog Guesser's thoughts for race 14. Race 15, we have a D3 over 275 metres, Yahoo Mora in 1, Cold Town Becca in 2, All My Friends in 3, Ballymac CC in 4, Romantic Rachel in 5, and in 6, Mudross Abbey. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I am with Cold Town Becca here. She raced the 1 last week, I think it was. She's got form as well with Ballymac CC. There's plenty of lines of form there. The 5 was also in the race with Becca and Mora last week, and I thought Becca showed the most pace out of the lot of them. The 1 has got pace, but it tends to miss the break, pace up, and then sort of eases the corner. The 3 just isn't the class, and it's not clear in the 2 and the 1. The 4's a bit of a screw. Like she'll chase anything, and you know she stops a little bit when she's in front. But you know she's probably as fast as these, bar Becca. I can't really make a case for the 5 and the 6. So yeah, I just thought like Cold Town Becca here was the best of these, and that's who I wanted to be with. 3-1, I thought she was more of a 7-4, 13-8 chance.
So Dog Guesser's selection for race 15 is trap 2, Cold Town Becca. We're on to the final race, race 16, which is a D4 over 275 metres, Ballymac Zona in 1, Raffan Blue in 2, Sean's Hulk in 3, Lady Mystical in 4, Dream on Penny in 5, and trap 6, Eden Regal. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
Again, I thought this was a little bit tricky because the 1 for me wouldn't be a sprinter. The 2 is going to move off from the 2 it did last week. It looks like they've tried to give the 1 a chance of a win here. Like Sean's Hulk isn't the dog he was. He's sort of got a bit of age on his side now. Lady Mystical isn't running anywhere near what she can. Dream on Penny, this is a little bit of a step up in class here. She would have to bingo here, and she does tend to bingo as well, but you know she'd have to find a bit to go to the corner with some of these. Eden Regal was beaten by Penny last week, and for me just isn't right. I don't know what's happened to the dog, but it's just dropped off a cliff, to be honest. It was winning D2s at one point. So yeah, I'd probably be with the 1 because of the draw, but it wouldn't surprise me to see the 2 get involved. It's got some okay form at Toaster, 16-20 odds, which would be better than these, but you know, it is moving off from the 2. I'd probably say it wants the 3 or the 4 personally. So the 1's going to get space, and I think if the 1 can do 17-60 and just plod around, I think it'll win.
So Dog Guesser's selection for race 16 is trap 1, Ballymac Zona. Well, Dog Guesser, thank you for joining me on Christmas Day to preview Donny's Boxing Day racing. If you watch the video, give it a like, give it a share, that would be much appreciated. And thanks again to Doggesser for giving up his time.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Pleasure, and hope everyone had a good Christmas, and hopefully we can pick some winners for Boxing Day.
Hopefully. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, pal.